Good morning, this is Jack Charting the Markets, and this is the pre-market webinar for the morning of Wednesday, the 8th of January. My disclaimer, I do this for educational purposes only. I'm here to share my technical analysis with you. I hope you can take some of what I'm doing and learn from it, transfer it to your own charts. I'm not here to issue trading signals. Right, first thing to mention this morning is that if you have a look at the 15-minute chart here, that's a nice little 15-minute buy signal. We've got a 60-minute buy signal, which is brewing, and we've got a nice looking little double bottom. If we see a sustained break up over 59.75, the minimum target is going to be that would be 60.15, and the maximum target about 10 handles higher. So the target range would be 60.15 to 60. And that would get us up to, if we are forming a bull flag here, that would get us up to pretty much flag resistance, which I've got in the 60.25 area. So that is the main setup I'm looking at this morning, and I'm wondering if that might play out. And we've certainly got the positive divergence for it, because on ES we've got a possible weak 60-minute buy signal brewing, and on NQ we've got a possible full-size 60-minute buy signal brewing, and they both look nice. And we've got double bottoms on both. Still got to get over some resistance. The NQ is testing the weak to pivot at the moment. ES is testing the weak to pivot at the moment. But I have to say, this is a nice opening setup, and I'm thinking we may well reach that 60.15 to 60.25 area. All right, looking at NQ, as I said, possible buy signal brewing. Let's see how it goes. RTY, no buy signal brewing here. Got to say, overall, this is still looking very much like a bear flag. I was talking about the upside and downside options in my post yesterday, if you missed it. And we've got on YM, nice looking double bottom, but really, this has barely made it off the low. So the longer that remains the case, the more doubtful it is that double bottom is going to play out. Right, DAX and the SDX actually had a pretty strong day yesterday. We had 60-minute sell signals, which managed not to fail, but it was pretty close a couple of times. And DAX seems to be playing that out at the moment, although, we may... it may well just go back up, especially if the rest of the market goes up. And we'd already retested this high on the ESTX chart, and we'll see how it goes from here. Okay, let's have a look at the bigger picture charts. Okay, on ES at the moment, we're still failing at the daily middle band. If we continue to fail on the daily middle band, then the obvious read here is that we're forming a head and shoulders. And on a sustained break below, where would that be? Sustained break below currently about the 58.20 area on SPX would have a target in the 55.50 area on SPX. And we could well do that. I still quite like the rally setup here. I was laying it out yesterday. It's not bad at all. But if we can't get over the daily middle band, then this is the alternative scenario. Although, obviously, as with any head and shoulders, it can be a concealed bull flag, so you can break down a bit and then just reject back up to the high. All right, hourly chart, we've got no current divergence. 15-minute chart, we've got no current divergence. And I'm liking short term the upside. Don't have any picture really beyond that. We're back heavily below the daily middle band on the on NQ, so basically that broke up over the daily middle band and rejected. Hourly chart, no divergence. 15-minute chart, we've got a bit of positive divergence here on the RSI 14, not on the RSI 5 though. Looking at Dia, we've got a possible weak RSI 14 buy signal brewing here, but no sign of it actually fixing at the moment. Haven't made it back for a full test of the daily middle band yet. On the hourly chart, buy signals reached the possible near miss target. Nice looking double bottom if you can ever get the strength to break up, and nothing on the 15-minute. But it is a very nice looking little double bottom, but at the moment, no sign that it's actually going to break up. All right, looking at the IWM charts, on the daily chart, we've got RSI 14 weak buy signal fixed and an RSI 5 buy signal fixed. That leans bullish, and we're testing the daily middle band here, and at the moment that is again holding so far. On the hourly chart, RSI 14 and RSI 5 buy signals fixed there too. Nothing on the 15-minute, but we are trying to break up from this little level bottom here. We've seen a retracement that will often precede it playing out. So what happens today is quite important. We will see. All right, looking at the DAX chart, DAX managed to break up over the daily middle band yesterday. As I said, we had quite a strong day yesterday, which we didn't really see on the others. We had a weak RSI 5 buy signal brewing, and that made target. And we got a weak RSI 14 sell signal has fixed here. Sorry, I need to update that chart. Nikkei, it's actually still hanging pretty tough. If we do see the rally here, I am wondering if we're going to see a retest of 42.4. Now, okay, just a moment on the bigger picture for 2025. do I think there's possible? Do I think it's possible that we have already made the highs, which will hold through 2025? It's possible, but I think it's unlikely. We didn't make the upside targets I was talking about. I was talking particularly about this target here, and I still think there's a pretty decent chance we're going to make it. And one reason I think that is because the normal negative divergence I'd be looking at a significant interim high isn't there really. We'd need to do a retest or two to get it, and I'm thinking we're probably going to see those retests. So I'm leaning towards more, and I'm also leaning towards more upside on crypto, and crypto tends to move with equities, so that suggests more upside on equities. All right, let's have a look at the dollar, where we're seeing a retest of this high, and we've got an inflection point coming here. We can either, this can be a double top, and we can fail, come down to the 106 area, and potentially go a lot lower. We could be looking at the turn for this rally, which has taken us up basically 10%. So we could be looking at the turn there. If we're not seeing the turn, we could be continuing up towards the retest of the high at 114.75. And I think looking at all of the Forex charts here, we've got a significant inflection point here where likely we do one or the other. Okay, ZB, we've got a possible 60-minute buy signal brewing. This double bottom is ruined, and we've continued down. We may be continuing down on the bigger picture down to the 104 to 106 area to hit that target I've got on the TNX chart. But doesn't mean we can't have a rally on the way, and I'm wondering if we might see a rally here. CL has retested this high here. We've got a potential little level top, which I've marked in. No current negative divergence, so waiting to see what happens there. NG looks like a bull flag forming, maybe. But I would say we do have this headwind into April. We often see significant lows in February or April, and there's still time to do that. I'm wondering if it might. GC still looks quite like a bear flag forming, but if the dollar does turn back down here hard, chances are it will break up from this pattern. SI trying to break up from a double bottom. HG, we broke up over resistance here. Didn't really get a pattern. So apart from this little level bottom at the bottom, I'm wondering whether this is a double top here and whether this sell signal might be telling us that we're going to see a retracement here, get back to the monthly pivot maybe at 4.12. All right, Euro, fairly close to a retest low, probably going to retest, and that gives us our inflection point. GBP already looking potential double bottom there. USD JPY potential double top. USD CAD trying to break down for a double top, retracing at the moment back up to the weekly pivot, but that could continue down if the dollar's going to turn. Australian dollar possible double bottom here. NZ possible double bottom here. I'm thinking dollar needs to go a little bit higher here, and then we're in the full inflection point. KC, this still looks very much like flag forming. Not been doing much recently, but there is a lot of concern about the crops, so we'll see. SB, still a possible inverse head and shoulders forming here, and it could certainly use a rally, so I'm wondering if that's got a shot. If we see a sustained break up over basically the 20 area, then we'd have a target at about the 21 area. All right, looking at CC, looks like a bull flag that's either broken up or it's an ABC, and we see lower. So we will see how that goes. On ZW, we've got a nice looking potential level bottom here. Corn, nice looking double top, and soy, this looks like a bull flag forming. So that's probably setting up to go back and retest this high. But if we saw a hard breakdown, then I would actually have a head and shoulder target, which would be the alternative, which would be down here at about the 956 area. Looking at cotton, cotton still got a nice looking potential level bottom. Still wondering about a full retest of this low. 60-minute sell signal has fixed and waiting to see if that'll make a target. I'd love to see a retest this low to set up a better double bottom. It would improve the setup to go up. Lumber, still haven't retested this low, and I'm wondering about that. We could, of course, be forming a flag, a BC, and go to 615 instead, in which case, of course, we may well come down afterwards. On live cattle, nice looking double top, hasn't really done anything from yesterday apart from improve slightly, is now a nested double top. Lean hogs, we've got a weak 60-minute buy signal fixed, and we're still holding this bull flag megaphone, so waiting to see. But obviously the double top bottom doesn't look as good as it did yesterday. Okay, just to recap, we've got 15-minute buy signal here, which is short of target, and we got a potential level bottom here on ES. If we see a sustained break up over 59.75, the target area would be in the 60.15 to 60.25 area, and I think that's got a decent shot. It's got nice looking positive divergence on the hourly chart here for a weak buy signal, and NQ again has a potential level bottom, and again this one has a potential full 60-minute buy signal brewing. I'm thinking these might deliver, and if they do deliver, they might be the start of a main move up if we are going to see the rally to the upside. As I said yesterday, and as I said in my post, we've got to break up over the daily middle band, or this isn't going to happen. So if we see breaks up over the daily middle band, particularly on SPX and on IWM, then we can see retest the all-time high on SPX, NQ, possibly on Dire as well. I would love to see that. At the moment, we're not seeing much signs of strength. We may just be consolidation before the next move down, but we're in an inflection point here. It'll likely break one way or the other. We will see. For this morning, this is a bullish start to the morning, and it may well follow through for much of the rest of the day. All right, great. In that case, let's have a quick look at questions. To see SP go up, I would think yields need to drop. Our charts agreeing. I don't really have a strong view on that, but it may be. If so, I'm not really seeing yields dropping before. Well, the thing is, I've got a strong target on TNX, which is basically the 10-year yield, and a retest of the high there. That would, and we've already come up about 1.1%. We just need to get another 0.3, but I think that 0.3 probably needs to be done. I wouldn't be surprised to see the SPX come down significantly lower, bonds go up and touch that on the yields, and then we see another retest of the high and yields drop. But I think there's a pretty clear target on TNX there, and we're getting pretty close to it, and I'm thinking that probably needs to be hit. Doesn't have to be hit right now, but it's probably going to be hit fairly soon. And it may be, if that correlation is right, then it may be then that is leaning us towards the next move down on equities while TNX resolves that. And then we come back up and retest the high. But what I was saying for looking at the long-term charts is I'm expecting to see retests of the current all-time highs. Certainly on ES, on NQ, and likely on YM as well. So I was just saying that if we do see a decent decline here, and we go significantly lower, chances are it's going to be a buy-up. And that's the way I would like to be looking at it. All right, great. In that case, my pleasure as always, guys. I will catch you guys tomorrow morning, and it should be an interesting day.